Good morning. Welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And we are joined today. This gives new meaning to the boys in the band, because except for Sydney's the vocalist, but the boys in the band are backing us today. So we're grateful that all 5 of them are here. So we begin with music, and I invite you to stand for our first joy song.
All right, good morning, Unity Columbine. Let's sing this together as a family. Come on. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey. Everybody get up on your feet and see the light in everybody you meet. And let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Let's sing that again, everybody. Everybody get up on your feet and see the light in everybody you meet. Hey, everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody. Yeah, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Let's play, band. Let's go. Hey, hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Yeah, let us make a joyful sound.
Here we stand on holy ground.
Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
And on that spirited note, we invite up our children. Come on up. Spider-Man is here.
Hello, good morning. I think half the congregation is up here now. That's pretty amazing. All right, so hi friends. Today we are continuing our learning of the unity principles. We're on principle number 4. I pray and meditate to connect with God within. And all the ways that we pray and meditate through song, through dance, through art. And we will be coming back up at the end of the service again to sing/pray with you, Pool of Love at the end. So parents, we've waited, you have arrived. And so parents, if you could please come up here to sign your kiddos out at the end of the service, that would be awesome. Our featured family this morning is feeling under the weather. And is there anything else? I feel like I'm missing something, but I think that's all. Thank you so much. You can bless us out.
I love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We see the light you are.
All right, friends, I invite you all to stand back up on your feet. We're going to sing our second joy song together. Let's sing this. Where the Spirit of the Lord is. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Yes. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. There is peace. There is peace. There's joy. There is love. There is joy. There is joy.
It is for
It is for freedom.
set us free.
It is for freedom. You set us free. Let's sing that again. It is for freedom. Yeah, it is for freedom. You've set us free. Sing, I'm free. Yeah, I'm free. Yeah, I'm free. Sing, I'm free. I'm free. We will walk in your freedom. We will walk in your freedom. Walk in your liberty. Let's walk in that freedom. Walk in your freedom. Walk in your liberty. We'll dance in your freedom. We will dance in your freedom. Dance in your liberty. Hey, we will dance in your freedom, dance in your liberty. It is for freedom. Yeah, it is for freedom. You set us free. Sing, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. The Spirit of the Lord is. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Yeah, yeah. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And there is peace. Yeah, there is peace. And there is love. There is joy. So much joy. It is for freedom. It is for freedom. You set us free. One more time. It is for freedom. It is for freedom. You set us free. Yeah, I'm free. Yeah, yeah, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. We're all free today. Yeah, we're free. Yeah, I'm free. Yeah.
And now we shift our energy after that very energizing opening and look at ourselves from a different perspective of freedom, the freedom that comes from within. And we begin with music and then prayer and silent meditation led by Reverend Pedro.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing love, now flowing round from you and me, and all that we see as grace flows round and covers me. Amazing grace flows round, it covers me. It covers me. It covers me. It covers me. Covers me.
As receivers and givers of amazing grace, I invite you now to hear these words as if they're your own. And even if the words don't match what's in your heart, know that they're held by a silence and a stillness that holds all things. It holds you. It holds your fears. It holds your hopes. And it reminds you that who you are is enough. And so it's from that place of enoughness, enough love, enough grace, enough liberty, that we pray for this world and for the prayers that we've been trusted with, both in our baskets and in the prayers that have been shared with the community. The prayers of our children downstairs who emerge from a world that is one and just want us to live in that world with them. How sweet the sound, both of silence and of words, inspired by love, held in love, and leading us to love. And so as we take a moment to rest in that awareness, call to your attention those you love, the world you hope to see. Let us breathe it in. And with gratitude, breathe it out.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains. We'll bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like today. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Yeah, for you, for you, for you, yeah, for you. All we need is hope. For that we have each other. Yeah, for that we have each other. Yeah. Oh, we will rise. Yeah, we will rise. And we will rise. Oh, we'll rise up, we'll rise, they will rise up. In spite of the ache, I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, rise like the waves, we'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. Yeah. For you, for you, for you, we'll rise. Yeah, we will rise 1,000 times again. Yeah. Oh, we'll rise.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. You got me started. Like when we did the last service, I knew that song was coming after, so I kind of worked up to the song. And now we're starting with this song, so I got to start from a different place. So where I'm going to start with is a quote from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he gave this quote on April 4th, 1967, in one of his speeches that would help solidify his reputation as one of the most dangerous and hated men in America. And I need to say that again, because as much as we revere Dr. King, he was hated. He was despised. And this speech came from his Beyond Vietnam speech. And he says this: I'm convinced that if we are to get on the right side of the world revolution, we as a nation must undergo a radical revolution of values. We must rapidly begin the shift from a thing-oriented society to a person-oriented society. He goes on to say, when machines and computers, profit motives, and property rights are considered more important than people, the giant triplets of racism, extreme materialism, and militarism are incapable of being conquered. So let's just like hang out with that for a second, that light little message. This was in 1967, but many of us could read that today. And so many people know so little about Martin Luther King Jr. in actuality that I could have gotten up here and said, I was thinking the other day, and I could have said the exact same thing, and people would have been like, wow, That was amazing. But in 1967, he said that. And if you ask anyone right now who might lose their jobs or fears losing their jobs to AI or something like that, what they think about the idea of machines and computers, profit motives and property rights being considered more important than people, you kind of can feel the tension that would emerge, right? It was like MLK was a prophet, right? Except for a lot of times we think of prophets as people who tell us the future, but they're not. Prophets and prophetesses are people who tell us the truth, whether we want to hear it or whether we're ready to hear it or not. And the thing about truth is truth's nature is to be revealed. So it doesn't matter how much we resist it. If it's true, we're all going to realize it eventually, over time. So I said Dr. King was hated, but many of us don't know how hated he was. 75% of America hated or really disliked Dr. King when he died in a poll that was taken in 1968. And that included black people too. People hated him because he disrupted what some people call their way of life. And when we have this way of life and it gets disrupted, our natural impulse is to hate. Our natural impulse is to react, to think about what we're going to lose. But in the course of our conversation this morning, I'm going to try to invite you into this awareness that ultimately we all have nothing to lose. But it's until we realize that, we think we have everything to lose. Like even now, with AI and robots and all these things that are coming out, there's people who have derogatory terms for robots and AI. I don't know, I know if young people in here, they know the word clankers. You ever heard it before, clankers? It's like, there's a TikTok, like kind of reel thing. And if you know what a reel is, like a little short little film. I'm trying to educate people and bridge the chasm between generations. And this guy, person brings their partner home, and their partner is a robot. And then the person says, they're going to bring any clankers in my house, because they saw that person as a threat. Because we tend to see disruptions to the way of our life as threats. Well, there was a time where people who look like me, it was normalized for us to be like robots, told what to think, told what to do, only function in a certain way. And if we disrupted anything, then we became a threat. So the invitation this morning, as tense as this might feel for a moment, and I'm going to tell you it is, it's an invitation. So Lisa Nichols, she's a famous black woman motivational speaker. She said, every choice that we make is a love letter or a warning to your future self. So every choice you make is a love letter or a warning to your future self. And I say this to you right now because in the course of this conversation and the course of our time together, your mind's going to go a bunch of different places. And you're going to be making these little micro decisions. And when you make these little micro decisions, you're going to feel tensions. And these tensions are going to tell you whether you're experiencing a warning or whether you're experiencing a love letter. And if you're experiencing a love letter, you will feel this good kind of sensation. Like if you're going to work out and you're lifting weights and stuff like that, or running and you push yourself to that edge, you feel good because you're like, whoa, I'm doing it. I'm going beyond my edge. And you feel great, right? Still tension, pressure, that sort of thing. But then if something falls on your foot and you're trying to lift it up, you feel a whole different thing, different experience. But at the same time, it's that tension of growth. So this is going to be an invitation to be with that tension, but to see it as growth. And if you don't see it as growth, well, there's some work to do. So there's this common notion. We're in Black History Month, right? I know that some people experience the idea of Black history as automatically the opposite of white history. People think that. Y'all know they think that, right? But there's no such thing as opposites of people. There's just human history. And a part of the human history is the things that have happened that we are not so proud of, and the things that happened that we are proud of. And it's not just one group versus another group, it's all of the collective of human history, of which we are creating right now. In this moment, you're creating history. Everything that came before this moment is history. That song that we just heard is history. The service before was history. We're all a part of it. But when we create with intention, we determine whether the decisions we make are a love letter, not just for our future self, but for the future self of our community, the future selves of our country, the future selves of our children and their children's children, and on and on and on. And all it takes is being aware and paying attention to the moment you're in. Because every bit of awareness, every bit of consciousness that you bring to the moment you're in creates a more loving or a more dire future. We're on the same page? Okay. So I feel like I got to do something like a backflip or something to kind of shake it up a little bit, but I'm not gonna. So you all notice here that there's this empty chair. This empty chair represents some of the people that I've lost over the past 6 months. In the past 6 months, I lost my former stepdad, who stayed in my life all the way till he died, even after my mom and he broke up. He told me, your mom and I broke up, but I didn't break up with you. And so he stayed in my life. That's Chico. As y'all know, my younger brother was murdered 2 days before Christmas. Many of you know that. Marcus. And this is holding space for Marcus. And then what some of you might not know is that my aunt died on Valentine's Day, my closest aunt, for whom I hold like the highest of regard, because I know that I wouldn't be able to be anything that I want to be without her. And that's my Aunt Rahima Shabazz, who I'm also holding space for right here. And I'm inviting you to use this same space to bring anybody to this moment that you wish were here. Any person that you're connected to that helped you become the person that you are, whether it's a person that loved you or a person that challenged you, bring them to this moment. Because when we heal this moment, we heal everything. That's the invitation. So with my aunt, when I went to get ordained, I had to write an ordination paper. And in it, I had to explain my theology. I had to explain why I wanted to be in ministry and all these things. And I put in my paper that I wanted to be the kind of Christian that my aunt was a Muslim. And my advisor had a problem with that. My advisor was formerly Catholic, new to the progressive denomination that I was in. I was his first advisee, and he was like, oh no, I got a heretic for my first advisee. And he told me, I read your paper and it's full of heresies. I can't turn this in, you can't turn this in, you have to change it. And so he challenged me, and I would take out a word or two, and then I would come back again, and he would look at it again and go, what? He's like, you cannot say you want to be the kind of Christian that your aunt is a Muslim. Those things cancel each other out. And I was like, but they don't. What he didn't understand was my aunt showed me what it meant to live into what she believed in a way that I wanted to live into. Because when my aunt would come to memorial services for family and for friends in a strongly, very strict religious Christian background, they would tell her that she was on the wrong side in those services. They would tell her, this is where you're headed. And they would say all these negative things, but somehow she would sit there with amazing grace and stillness and silence, and she would love them through it all. And I would watch her and go, how is she doing that? How is she holding that space? How is she being the light when people are casting darkness towards her? How is she loving when people are sending hate her way? And I realized it was because my aunt was free. And when you're free, when you're liberated, that's what you see. And that's what you want for all other beings. And so if you see any place where people don't want liberation for all other beings, that means that person has already not accepted liberation for themselves. That they want the prisons of so many different things to stay in their place because that person's afraid to leave the place that they're in. So I'll tell you this dream I had before I got out the military. I dreamed that I was in prison. And I was out in the yard, and where I grew up, a lot of kids went to prison. It's just the situation, right? For a lot of different reasons that we can't unpack this morning. But there was this thought, and people used to say, you're either going to be dead or be in jail was the likelihood, or be a pastor. Look what happened. So in the dream, I was expected to be there, and I was with friends and people I knew all my life, and I was just hanging out in the yard, and I so happened to look out to the horizon, and I noticed that there was no fence. And I said, there's no fence. So then I looked up at the guard shack and I said, there's no guards. And I was like, hold on, what's keeping us here? And so I said to my friends, look, there's no fence, there's no guards. I think we can leave. And they were like, you're crazy. And I was like, no, look. But they wouldn't, because they thought if they looked, it would seem like they were trying to escape, and then something would happen to them. And so I said, I know what I'll do. I'll run to where the fence used to be, and then I'll yell out to them, and I'll be like, look, we can get out of here. And so I ran to where the fence used to be, and I yelled out, but then I was too far away from them to hear me. And so there was nothing I could do. They didn't even hear what I was saying. So then I said, I know what I'll do. I'll go over to the guard shack. I'll climb up to the top. I'll use the megaphone, and I'll say, look out into the distance. Look up. We're free. There's nothing holding us here. Except for when I did that, they just thought, that's just a trick of the guards to make us look up or look around, and then they're just going to try to take us out. No, just nobody pay attention. But then when I was on the guard stand, I looked out on the horizon, and I saw that there was a land beyond the prison that I had known. And I said, I know what I'll do. I'll go over to that land, I'll get something, I'll bring it back and prove to them that there's something beyond these prison walls. And so I went and I did that, and I came back, and they said, either you're working with the prisoner guards and they gave you something and that's why you're playing around and trying to get us in trouble, or you're crazy, and if we listen to you, then we're still gonna get in trouble. And so they ignored me. And so I said, okay, well, there's no reason for me to be here anymore. I already know there's something else. I'm gonna leave. And so I went to that place and I hung out, and people didn't know where I came from, but I didn't seem like a threat to their life. So they accepted me like, hey, okay, whatever. But then I started telling them about where I came from. And I said, where I came from, there's this happening, there's that happening, there's all these injustices happening. And they said, we don't wanna hear that. Don't tell us that. And that's when I realized that that was just another prison. That I'd gone from one prison to another prison. And even though that prison now had mountains and landscapes and everything, it required that other prison, the denial of that other prison, to maintain itself. Does that make sense? But when people truly experience liberation, when they truly experience their freedom, it's not enough to just say, hey, I'm free and I'm cool with it. You got to go back. And even if you have to get up 1,000 times again, like that song said, you'll do it, because that's what the spirit of liberation does. And if we don't do it, that means we have not accepted liberation for ourselves. And so I'm going to put a question out here to you all. How many of you would like to experience liberation? Yeah? And if you don't want to raise your hand, that's okay. Because the nature of truth is to be revealed, and the nature of truth is that we are free when we receive love, when we receive truth, when we experience this world from consciousness. And that is the invitation that we have time and time again. But if we can't look at the things that deny liberation to other people, we are missing out on part of the story of ourselves, right? So in the course of preparing for this, I started working on a presentation I may or may not share with y'all later. And it was about the ideas of unity and how they apply to abolitionist thought, right? And I saw this pattern that I observed a long time ago, that when people in slavery, when they experienced true liberation, they always felt like they had to go back. How many of you know about Harriet Tubman? Yeah. She's like one of the few people that they say, like every Black History Month, they're like, Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King Jr., Barack Obama, we're good. And, we find out we're not so good. So Harriet Tubman, actually I'm gonna ask somebody, just yell out, what do you know about Harriet Tubman? Underground Railroad, okay. What did she do on that? Say what? She went 13 times. She escaped, got free, went back. Got free, took people with her, went back. And she kept doing it over and over and over again because she experienced the spirit of liberation. She was free. Even if she went back and got caught, she was still free because she experienced true liberation. And that's what we're all invited into. Even if you know anything about Buddhism and you know about the Bodhisattva vows, they make this vow that they will not enter nirvana until they come and they free other beings. Because they know there's countless struggling beings and they say, well, I'll save them. I won't receive nirvana until all beings are free, because once you truly taste it, you want everyone to taste it. We all have this capacity. We all have this invitation. But many of us miss out on it because we're afraid of what we might lose. We're afraid of death. One of the things that I've experienced in this past 6 months is I've been like reliving my life. It's like I'm in some kind of weird time loop, honestly, where I keep seeing things in my past through this different lens, and the lens is grief. When I was younger, I had this way of just pushing through any kind of thing that was hard. I just break through the wall, break through the wall, break through the wall, break through the wall. And that was my identity, for a lack of a better expression. I didn't think about I was just like, I'm getting out of here. I'm not gonna be bound. When I spent time with my aunt, I had this tension because she was in a Nation of Islam. So I was around like super powerful Black people that were just like, we're free and this, and I was influenced by that. But I also went back to a Christian church that had a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus. That's some tension. And I used to go to this bookstore right next to my aunt lived on this Muslim neighborhood in 35th Street in Norfolk. And I would go to this bookstore by this guy named Brother George owned. And I would just read all these books. And I read slave narratives and stories about Black inventors and all this stuff. And I would just take it in and take it in and take it in. Then I would go back to my community and I would tell people about it. And just like in the dream, they thought I was crazy. Like, what are you talking about? No one gets taught that. No one knows that. And some of the things that people didn't know about were white abolitionists, because when we tell stories of Black history, we don't talk about the white people that also worked on the Underground Railroad. We don't talk about Cassius Clay. How many people know about Cassius Clay? Not Muhammad Ali. Oh, look at all the hands drop. Yeah, some people know. Cassius Marcellus Clay, after whom Muhammad Ali was originally named, was an abolitionist and and the kids say gangster one. Because this guy, people, he got shot, he fought people, and he had this newspaper, and they would burn it down, and he would build it back up, because he knew freedom, and he wanted it from all people. He came from a wealthy slaveholding family, but he knew liberation, and so he wanted it for all people. Or John Brown, or other folks who were a part of this struggle for liberation for all people, because that's what happens when you experience liberation for yourself. And we miss out on all of that. And I learned all of that, but nobody wanted to hear it. Why? Because it breaks down the walls of the prison that keeps them supposedly safe. But as Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so if we don't create systems for liberation for all people, no one's safe. Just how it is. So one of the scripture passages that I encountered through several of the abolitionists, there's different people. Sojourner Truth, she came out, she got free, she opened her mouth. And I always used to wonder, how did these people escape slavery and then be vocal about, I escaped slavery? And then tell people, they'll be like, I used to be a slave right there. And I'm going to tell you, this is like, and they were like Frederick Douglass and all these people, or this guy named David Walker, who almost nobody knows about, he wrote something like, I think it was called The Appeal to Black People or Colored People Throughout the World. And he was born free, but he ran his mouth in the 1800s saying this is some mess, knowing that he could have gotten taken and thrown into slavery. And he was very vocal about it because he knew liberation for himself. And one of the things that I saw in common was the scripture passage from Acts that several of them were influenced by. And I'll read it to you. It's this scene where Paul is talking to the philosophers on Mars Hill or the Areopagus. And he talks to them about the unknown God. Because they have all these different gods, and then they have this spot for the unknown God. And so to the unknown God, he proclaims this to the people. He says, "What therefore you worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. The God who made the world and everything in it, who is Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in shrines made by human hands, nor is God served by human hands as though God needed anything, since God's self gives to all mortals life and breath in all things. From one ancestor, God made all peoples to inhabit the whole earth and allotted the times of their existence and the boundaries of the places where they would live so that they would search for God and perhaps fumble about for God and find God. Though indeed, God is not far from each one of us, for in God we live and move and have our being, as even some of your own poets have said, for we too are God's offspring." When they embodied that awareness that there was no separation, then they lived as if there was no separation, regardless of the world around them, regardless of the systems around them. They lived from that truth. And they proclaimed that truth in how they lived, how they showed up, and in the choices they made. Because they too knew on some level that every choice you make is a love letter or a warning to our futures. And that is true for each and every one of us. And sometimes when we become aware of that, we'll feel tensions, we'll feel challenges. It always happens when things change, even when it's changed for the better. And yet we're all called to this moment. When Martin Luther King, not too long before he died, he said that if he was a very metaphysical thinker, a lot of people don't realize about him. He said if God were to say to him, "Martin, these are all the places in history that you could live, and you could live in ancient Rome or ancient Egypt or all these places," and then they said to him, "Look, you can be this dude at this time with these tensions," Martin Luther King said he would still choose that, even knowing where it might lead him. He would choose that time. And on so many levels, you have chosen this time. Each and every one of you has chosen this time. And by showing up here in this moment, we've chosen each other. And by choosing each other, we also choose where each and every one of us has come from. We choose each and every one of our histories. And we don't separate them from one another, but we see them as the patchwork quilt of reality that we're all a part of. And then, like that grace you sang about, we cover each other with it. And we invite others, and we invite others, and we invite others until all of us feel warm, feel safe, feel loved, and are known. So I'll ask you again, who in here wants to live from liberation? Yeah. Well, the good news is when you accept it for yourself, you have it. And just like Jesus taught, being human is giving what you want, loving your neighbor as yourself, doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you receive liberation for yourself, then extend liberation to all beings. That's all of our calling. And you're more than equipped to do it. And so it is.
I bet she needs a big, deep breath at this point. Thank you. Thank you, Sydney and John and Stephen and Bill and Glenn. And then where did Harvey go? He must be in Foss Hall. But thank you all for your gifts of music. We're very grateful for that. And I carried this up here so that I could remember to tell you, we have these Lenten booklets in the bookstore. It's the first Sunday of Lent for those who are tracking it. But let's get back on track here. So we remind ourselves each Sunday why we even gather here, and especially on beautiful days, and there's a lot of choices that you can make. And we gather for this particular purpose that our community created and drew the words for years ago. So let's say that together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And we're very grateful for the many ways in which each of you impact the world here at Columbine. One of the ways at this point in our service is financially. We invite you to continue supporting Columbine. We are self-supporting and self-sustaining. And if you have meetings here, you know that your funds are helping to, pay the electric and the water and all that. And also to have amazing musicians and wonderful speakers, and all of the different programming that we do here comes from the group here, comes from this collective. So we're very grateful. And so we always want to bless the offerings, however they come to you. However they come from you to Columbine. So let's say our offering blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And as the offering bags make their way through the sanctuary, we always like to turn and give a wave to our production team and our online viewers. Hello out there in virtual land and up there in the booth. And if this is your first time or first time in a long time to be here at Columbine with us, welcome. And we invite you to join us in Foss Hall after the service so that you can connect with people and perhaps start to feel a sense of belonging here. So let me blitz through some of the upcoming events because the children are going to come up and sing with us. So Unity Basics begins next week, and this is a 4-part series that talks about how did Unity get formed, how did Columbine Unity get formed, where did we come from, where are we going, what are the principles, how can you learn about the principles, and how you apply those in your life. So if you are interested in that, and then also at the end having a spiritual gifts assessment so you can kind of have a better sense of how you might serve the community with your exact gifts, please speak to me afterwards. I'll be glad to give you a little bit more information about that. And then we are, as I'm sure most of you have heard, we're in the process, heading into a process of reimagining Columbine. So as I mentioned earlier, the purpose statement was written a number of years ago. So we are a new group now. We've had a lot of changes. We've had a lot of people join, and we've had some people move on. And we want to create our new vision. And in order to do that, your voice matters. So we would like as many voices as possible contributing to this. And part of that is a survey. And that has gone out a couple of weeks ago. Tomorrow is the deadline. So if you haven't received the survey and you would like to, catch me in Foss Hall afterwards. I'll be glad to do that for you. And was there anything else you wanted me to say about that, Pedro?
I would say that you would say it. So I would just add that the way that we make decisions together is collectively. And so when you participate in the survey, when you participate in this Reimagining Columbine, you're also participating in how we create our future, the decisions that we make that become a love letter or a warning to our future. So I just want to invite you to remember that when you engage.
Thank you. He's been pivotal in getting the survey going. And so, again, connect with me if you would like to receive that. And then, as also coming up, go ahead with the next one, is the Belonging Project has taken over our First Friday programming, and coming up is something that I think many of us in this room might feel very supported by. It's a community sound bath for global peace and healing. And so that's coming up First Friday in March. Details are in your Thursday email update, and please join us. Rebecca is an amazing maestro for this kind of experience, so please join us for that. And then Easter is around the corner, believe it or not. So if you sing, and you don't have to audition, but if you sing, come and join us. We're going to be singing for the 2 services on Easter, 9 and 11, and it's a lot of fun. Ryan Barnett leads us, and we begin our rehearsals on March the 22nd. Also for Easter, tulips, we pre-order. We take orders from all of you for potted tulips, and then those are scattered around the platform and make a really beautiful spring palette for our Easter services. And then you take home the ones that you paid for and use them at home to beautify your space there. Who is our ambassador for today? Oh, Teresa, thank you for being here, Teresa. She'll be available between the foyer and Foss Hall to answer questions. And who are our prayer chaplains? Oh, Sandy and Sue, thank you so much for being here. They'll be available to you in the sanctuary right after the services. The children are waiting, so let's not make them wait any longer. Come on up. Everybody, please stand for our final song and prayer for protection.
Someone that says, may the pool of love we have gathered here spread its wings and fly far and near from the depths of our hearts to the farthest star. May our love bless everyone. May our love bless everyone. May the pool of love we have gathered here spread its wings and fly far and near from the depths of our hearts to the farthest star. May our love bless everyone. May our love bless everyone.
Last time. May our love
Bless everyone. We said
The
wow.
light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us.
Who we are, God is, and all is well.